Thank you very much, Steve, for that very kind introduction. It's a real honour and privilege for me to speak to our supporters, particularly our families. Some of you are aware that I've been here for about 20 years, trying to do the best I can for this charity. But I am always astonished by the strength, the courage and resilience shown by our families who have dedicated so much time to support our cause, despite facing such emotional adversity. Many of you have lost sons, daughters, parents, and siblings, and despite these catastrophic scenarios and life-changing events, you have continued to embark on an altruistic event to ensure that no other family in Britain faces the same fate. CRY, as you know, offers the most comprehensive screening service in the country for young individuals. The aim really is to identify asymptomatic individuals on the premise that most of these deaths can be prevented. You've already heard that around 80% of people that die have no warning symptoms. Apart from the screening situation, CRY also offers the most comprehensive service to our bereaved families. It offers bereavement and counselling, expert cardiac pathology that is so pivotal to making the correct diagnosis, and provides an infrastructure where our families can be evaluated in an expert centre. Apart from achieving all of these goals, CRY dedicates a large amount of money into the education and training of junior cardiologists and in research in inherited cardiac diseases and sports cardiology. Since 2004, CRY has sponsored the training of 24 junior cardiologists, many of whom will become specialists in inherited cardiac diseases and sports cardiology, where there is a real sparsity of expertise. A lot of our research fellows, both former research fellows and current fellows, have used the CRY screening program to perform seminal research, and many have won prizes and published articles that have had impact at national and global level. In the past 2 years, we have learned that 40% of all deaths in young people are from sudden arrhythmic death syndrome, suggesting that they have an electrical basis and therefore ECG screening may be more important than we once thought. We have also learned that 40% of all deaths occur at rest or during sleep, suggesting that screening should not just be confined to young sporting individuals, but should be offered to all young people. Research with Mary Shepherd has shown that there are novel entities now that we didn't recognize before that cause sudden cardiac death, such as idiopathic left ventricular hypertrophy and idiopathic fibrosis. But perhaps the most significant advance in research and the most significant result that CRY has achieved will come in the next few months. Through a concerted effort among a lot of our former fellows and current fellows, CRY has contributed to the international guidelines for ECG interpretation in young athletes. This document will become a uniform document that will be used worldwide and will become a game changer in sports cardiology for the past decade. The story is rather romantic because it started in about 1999 when I was a research fellow, and it will finish in 2016 as far as this document goes. But in 2010, when CRY was just gaining momentum, the European Society of Cardiology published a document on ECG screening in athletes. This document was based on purely the white, non-select athletic population and did not take into account ethnic minorities and did not take into account that some people trained very, very hard and therefore was associated with lots of false positive results, which put screening into a bit of disrepute. But then I was joined by several fellows. Sandeep Basrajaya was my first fellow, who demonstrated that athletes have a longer QT interval than the general population. Shortly afterwards, we had Michael Papadakis, who characterized the ECG in the black athlete's heart and reduced false positive rates significantly. Then came Sabir Gatti and Abbas Zaidi, who showed that some of these minor anomalies that were regarded as abnormal were probably normal variants in athletes. And then Nabil Sheikh published the so-called refined criteria, which was our vision of how people should interpret screening. In fact, I think we should have spelt it CRYTERIA as opposed to CRITERIA. But this set the ball rolling for the international guidelines. In fact, the refined criteria is the fundamental basis for the international guidelines. And more recently, Harshil Dhutia and Anil Malhotra have contributed even more to the biggest document ever. In fact, I can honestly say, as far as I'm concerned as a researcher, it's probably my greatest achievement, thanks to all of the research that you have helped fund. And this document will be published jointly in the European Heart Journal and in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology in the next few months. So it's a really huge feat. Apart from this big document that is going to become very big news, the CRY screening program has also facilitated the training of many of our international fellows in the first ever MSc in sports cardiology. Many of these individuals from all over Europe will take away what we do at CRY to ensure that this sort of training that we've given them can be practiced in their own countries and will therefore have a global impact. I would really like to finish by thanking all of you for working so tremendously hard and relentlessly, and for securing funds that have really resulted in research that is going to have a huge impact, certainly in the world of sport, and will impact on the lives of sportsmen, not just in this country, but all over the world. I would like to congratulate you on this. I would also like to echo the sentiments of all the other previous speakers by thanking our MPs for their continuous support, and I do hope that this wonderful partnership will continue and grow for many, many years to come. So with that, I'd like to thank you all and congratulate all of our supporters. I hope you have a very pleasant evening and hope to meet you afterwards. Thank you.